As MLS moved into the month of May, Week 3 posed a number of questions. Could champions Columbus post a first win of their title defence? Would the Red Bulls and Minnesota get off the mark? And are the LA Galaxy the real deal? It's with Greg Vanney's team where we begin our review.
Aiming to continue their 100% start to the new season, the LA Galaxy were at Lumen Field to face a Seattle Sounders side also unbeaten this year and donning their Jimi Hendrix-inspired Purple Haze jersey. Commentary comes from Mike Sewell.
João Paulo on to Bruin, who slips it through. That's a nice ball to Brad Smith, gets away from his man Rui Diaz. 1-0 Seattle. Clinically worked and expertly finished. Brad Smith with the cross. Rui Diaz shaped his body to put the ball in for his third goal in 3 games. Nodded down to the feet of Roldan, who works it to Rui Diaz. That's a neat back heel. Bruin out to Roldan again. They're charging into the middle. Here's Smith. One makes the save. Smith with the follow-up. And a second goal for Seattle. 2 quick-fire strikes, which give them full advantage in this game. And Brad Smith scores for the 2nd week running, having not scored in his first 3 years with Seattle. Dos Santos into Alvarez. Gronzier makes the run. Alvarez with the ball over the top. Gronzier thwarted by Stefan Frei. Wonderful ball over the top by Efrain Alvarez. Bruin trying to shake off the attentions of Dos Santos. Here's Kellen Rowe, who's going to go for goal. It's pushed away by Jonathan Bond. Decent save by the LA Galaxy goalkeeper from Kellen Rowe. Araujo. Cleared away by Seattle, only as far as Kleshchen. Vasquez with the ball into the middle. Chicharito is there, but he couldn't divert the ball into the Seattle net. Thumped forward by Seattle. Rui Diaz is after it. Depew defending it. Little and large having this battle, which is won by the smaller man, Rui Diaz. Here's Ladero, who goes for the far corner. Palmed away by Bond, only as far as Madranda. Now Roldan. Leyva is coming in on the edge of the penalty area. Here is Danny Leyva. Bond wasn't very confident as the ball spills through his hands and goes out for a corner. Made a good save from Ladero initially before the 17-year-old's effort. Ladero opts to go short. Here's Madranda. Roldan worked back out wide to Madranda again. Here's Rowe with the header. Well, it struck the bar and the post, but wouldn't cross the line. Terrific cross and a well-guided header. Nuhu spots the run of Madranda, who's away from his man. Rui Diaz is in the middle. This is to finish it off. A second goal for Raul Rui Diaz. A 4th of the season. And it puts the polish on an excellent performance by Seattle. Madranda with the run and always in the right place at the right time. Rui Diaz makes it the Seattle Sounders 3, the LA Galaxy 0.
I'm happy for the fans that were able to stay here in the stadium and finally get that 3rd goal. I mean, I was anxious a little bit for sure because 2-0 is a dangerous score. But I wanted the fans to leave the game with a little bit of excitement because we had plenty of chances in the second half. I don't know what our expected goals were, but I'm sure it's pretty high. Overall, I'm very proud of the team. They're the ones that do all the hard work every day.
Plenty to ponder for Real Salt Lake coach Freddy Juarez as his team were outplayed in the opening stages. Sporting Kansas City deservedly took the lead in the 16th minute. Alan Pulido starting the move and scoring his first of the season. Homegrown Andrew Brody came on for RSL as a sub on the half-hour mark, and he made an instant impact. His cross met by Damir Krylak to equalise. RSL should have taken the lead just after half-time. It looked easier to score, but Anderson Julio with the horrible header wide. Julio enjoyed a terrific MLS debut last week, but somehow couldn't find the target here. Thankfully for Julio, teammate Rubio Rubin made no mistake for the home side to take the lead in the 52nd minute, this for his first MLS career goal. RSL continue to press for a third and their second win in as many games this season. And Rubin was in the mood for more goals. In the 76th minute, he got his second of the game with this sublime solo effort. For the West's 2020 table toppers SKC, it was a first defeat of the season.
In a cross-conference matchup between the San Jose Earthquakes and DC United at PayPal Park, the home team cashed in after only 50 seconds. Mexican striker Chofis with his first goal in Major League Soccer since joining the Quakes in January. 17-year-old Cade Cowell is fast becoming one of the league's star performers. The DC defence got first-hand experience of how fast he is in the flesh when he extended San Jose's lead midway through the first half. Their advantage was reduced within 5 minutes. DC United defender Tony Alfaro, another Mexican, scoring his first MLS goal for his new club. San Jose immediately sought to restore the 2-goal cushion, but Paul Mary was thwarted by Chris Seitz. The DC United goalkeeper then found himself in no man's land as the Quakes continued their assault on the visitors' goal. His blushes spared by teammate Moses Nyman, who denied Christian Espinosa. An exhilarating first half then reached its climax in spectacular fashion.
Jackson Ewell! Oh, how about it?
Ewell making it 3-1 at the break. It was then left to two of the goal scorers to combine late on in the game. Cowell setting up Ewell for his second and San Jose's fourth. Back-to-back wins for the Quakes as DC lost for the second week running.
The last time FC Dallas and Portland met was during last season's playoffs when Dallas eliminated the Timbers on penalties at Providence Park. Here at Toyota Stadium, Luchi Gonzalez's team raced into an early lead, Andres Ricarte finishing a neat team move. The Timbers have had a busy start to the season, balancing Champions League games with their domestic duties, and Dallas looked lively.
O'Brien, over and in! Adair O'Brien shows off the speed and puts it in the back of the net.
That's Hader O'Brien's first MLS goal, the Colombian a new arrival to the league. Dallas were dominant and in cruise control before half-time. Brazilian Bresson alert to pounce for a third. Portland pressed in the second half, looking for a response. Zach McCraw could only find the woodwork on his MLS debut. The Timbers did find a way through. Substitute Eric Williamson combined well with Diego Valeri to pull a goal back with 28 minutes to go. But Dallas put the match to bed in the 85th minute to seal their first win of the season, and it was thanks to an academy product.
Hara to Sealy. Golazo! Dante Sealy, his first MLS goal.
To the newest team in Texas, Austin FC, who, after beating Colorado to register a first ever MLS victory the previous week, picked up where they left off here against Minnesota United.
Fagundes! Oh, they've gone and done it again!
Diego Fagundes with his second goal in as many games. Minnesota reached last year's Western Conference final, but having lost their opening 2 games this season, things hadn't been going their way. And that continued when Emmanuel Reynoso was left frustrated shortly after the half-hour mark. Coach Adrian Heath then handed 17-year-old Patrick Weah his senior debut as a late substitute. Within 2 minutes, the nephew of former World Footballer of the Year George Weah almost struck an equaliser. As the Loons continued to venture forward, they were caught on the break. But while Rodney Redes was unable to add a second for Austin, it couldn't hide the disappointment of Minnesota falling to a 3rd consecutive defeat.
Gunning to bounce back from their defeat at the hands of Austin last week, the Colorado Rapids got off to a bright start against Vancouver. Former Rookie of the Year Andrei Shinyashiki couldn't quite apply the finishing touch early on. He had another huge chance 10 minutes later, denied again by Maxime Crepeau. Also stopping Diego Rubio with the follow-up. Colorado had the best of the opening exchanges, but they almost got caught out when Daiber Casado capitalised on William Yarborough's sloppy pass. Danny Wilson on the line to spare his blushes. Vancouver coach Mark Dos Santos couldn't quite believe that didn't go in. And in the 26th minute, the Rapids broke the deadlock in some style.
Oh, that's a great strike. Diego Rubio gives Colorado Rapids the lead with an absolute scorcher.
The Whitecaps pressed for a late equaliser and thought they'd won a penalty to perhaps deny Colorado their first victory of the season when Canada Costa was judged to have pulled down Caio Alexandre. Alexandre celebrated like he'd scored. Video review overturned the original decision. A shake of the head from Dos Santos as Vancouver suffered their first defeat.
With a new look for 2021, could the Houston Dynamo banish their old inconsistencies?
There it is for Houston.
And overcome a team they'd never beaten.
LAFC potentially the most glittering jewel in the MLS crown. Got disappointed to seal the game. It's game on here in Houston.
Sam Parkin and Phil Blacker are your commentators.
First game on the road for Bob Bradley's team, having won just once on their travels in the whole of last season. Marc-Anthony Kaye combining with Corey Baird. Atuesta held on to it beautifully, it finds Rossi, and Maric gets a strong right hand to it to deny Diego Rossi.
We won't see a better pass than that this afternoon. It's absolutely first class. Atuesta, bit of disguise. Look at that, it's weighted to perfection. Fantastic stop.
Memo Rodriguez with this one, and across the face of goal it goes from Maxi Urruti.
He's actually completely unopposed. I don't know what's going on with the LAFC setup there, but it's a difficult finish. Does the right thing to try and stab it back from the direction it's come from.
Now Kaye strides forward with plenty of options here. Get another go, he was fortunate to be able to say that. Finds Latif Blessing. There's Rossi. Lundqvist who's with him. Now Atuesta. Marc-Anthony Kaye with the touch. They've worked it well here for Corey Baird. As Houston appeal for the offside flag, which doesn't come.
Again, I'm going to credit Atuesta for this pass here. It's absolutely sublime. Kaye takes the pace off it, and Blessing so unselfish to find Baird in acres of space, really. And he's got the simplest of tasks.
Wonderfully worked goal, the breakthrough goal in Texas today. Corey Baird puts LAFC ahead in Houston. It was a painful collision. Both players still down. Houston play on, and Houston level. And it's Tyler Pesha, whose rapid rise continues with a first ever MLS goal to level it up almost straight away. 1-1.
Ball's worked out to the left-hand side. Pico with a brilliant delivery, just whipped across that 6-yard box, and Pasha just has to steer it towards the target. The pace is on the delivery, on the half volley. 1-1.
Just 2 minutes between the goals. Shooting opportunity for Atuesta, who hit it first time, plenty of power. Beaten away by Maric.
Good spell for LAFC. I think Parker just went to ground momentarily, enabled the space to open up for Atuesta to try and strike towards the far post. Just didn't get the direction on his finish.
Quintero. Seren switching it wider for Pico. Does have a couple in the middle. He's going to have a go himself. Cisniega had his angles covered. And it ends with honours even, full time. Houston Dynamo 1, Los Angeles FC 1.
I thought our team reacted well. You know, instead of sitting back and saying, oh, you know, maybe we take a loss here against a great team, by the way, because they are a great team. I thought the team did a great job. They turned around, increased the intensity, and we gave ourselves a chance to win. So I'm very happy about that.
The Eastern Conference now, and an opportunity for early leaders CF Montreal to test themselves against the reigning champions Columbus, who perhaps had half an eye on their upcoming Champions League commitments. Played in scorching 90-degree temperatures in Montreal's temporary Miami base, the angle here was against Mustafa Kiza as the home team had more chances and possession. The crew didn't manage a shot on target all game, but thought they had grabbed the winner late on when Bradley Wright Phillips finished. But the assistant's flag was up. The point shared then, and a second goalless draw for Columbus in their start to the season.
The New England Revolution and Atlanta United had each taken 4 points from their opening 2 games going into their meeting at Gillette Stadium. Henry Kessler's header against the Atlanta post went close to giving Bruce Arena's team an 18th minute lead. But the Revs coach only had to wait a further 45 seconds for a breakthrough. Brandon Bye's first MLS goal in almost 2 years, leaving Brad Guzan to berate his defenders. Later in the first half, the Atlanta keeper had to rely on his own reactions and reflexes to keep Adam Buxa from making it 2-0. While the Revolution controlled much of the opening period, they played a part in allowing the Five Stripes back into the game. Bye deemed to have brought down Marcelino Moreno. The latter then stepped up for the penalty, which was almost kept out by Matt Turner. Moreno's first league goal of the season coming 2 minutes before the break. Atlanta's play improved greatly in the second half, but not before the game's pivotal moment. Less than 5 minutes after the restart, New England were awarded a free kick for a foul by Emerson Hindman on Tajon Buchanan. But a video review concluded that contact was made inside the penalty area. Carles Gil's successful spot kick would ultimately be enough for the Revs to take all 3 points and maintain their unbeaten start to the season.
Philadelphia Union had enjoyed a big midweek win in Atlanta in the CONCACAF Champions League. Maybe they were feeling the after effects as New York City FC raced into the lead. Jesus Medina finishing Anton Tinnerholm's return, Medina's third of the season. 1-0 down and soon reduced to 10 men. The Union's Jose Martinez was initially given a yellow after taking down Tati Castellanos. However, after video review, the yellow was upgraded to a red. That suspension coming straight after a 1-game ban in the Champions League for Martinez for yellow card accumulation. NYCFC pushed on with their one-man advantage. Maxi Morales with the long-range effort tipped over by Andre Blake. Into the second half, and Blake was by far the busier of the two keepers. Morales again with the strike, equalled by Blake once more. NYCFC's dominance paid off in the 65th minute with the cheekiest of Rabonas to inflict a second straight home defeat for the Union.
Off Glesnes, it looked like he was playing it back, and then Castellanos knocked it in. A killer goal for NYCFC and a missed play by the Union.
Having lost 5-0 to NYCFC the previous week, conceding after only 31 seconds away to Orlando City could not have been a worse start for visitors FC Cincinnati. Nick Hagland's poor back pass pounced on by Tesho Akindele. It set the tone for a game dominated by the hosts, who doubled their lead in the 19th minute thanks to a piece of individual brilliance by their captain.
Nani shoots! Oh my goodness!
4 minutes later, Nani almost struck again as Cincinnati struggled to cope with the onslaught. Only the foot of the post stopped Oscar Pereira's team from making it 3-0. Despite their dominance, it took until the last 10 minutes for Orlando to add a third. With a desperate Cincinnati defence stretched, the ball was eventually forced home by Junior Urso. A first win of the season for the unbeaten Lions.
The bottom two in the East at the start of the weekend, and the Chicago Fire were searching for their first 3 points of the season, while the New York Red Bulls coach Gerhard Struber was still on the hunt for his first win since taking charge. The opening 45 were tight, the hosts going closest after Fabio saw his effort rebound off the post. The Red Bulls began to look the stronger and opened the scoring just after half-time. Fabio with the time here to pick out the run of Christian Cáceres, who made no mistake. The Venezuelan finishing for his second goal of the season. Chicago created little of note, and it was 2 for the Red Bulls in the 64th minute, in some style, thanks to their 17-year-old midfielder.
Clark, what a finish! Oh my goodness, Caden Clark! And the Red Bulls double the lead!
A welcome first victory for Struber. His team now up and running.
To our final game and a third successive home fixture for Nashville, who played host to Inter Miami. Nashville had recovered from 2-0 down in their previous 2 games and almost fell behind again in the 4th minute when Joe Willis kept out Lewis Morgan's effort. Willis had a particularly busy start to the game. A few minutes later, he made an even better stop to deny Jay Chapman. Phil Neville's side with early statements of intent. Nashville ended the half stronger. Hani Mukhtar got the better of the host defence, but couldn't beat an on-rushing John McCarthy. Gary Smith's team opened up the Inter Miami defence again shortly before half-time. But once more, the target eluded them. Daniel Lovett's wasteful when unchallenged. The game's major talking point occurred at the midway point of the second half, when Walker Zimmerman brought down Robbie Robinson. Despite the Inter Miami players feeling a red card was a just punishment, referee Rosendo Mendoza felt it only warranted a yellow. A decision he stuck to even after a video review. The points shared between the 2 English coaches.
The Eastern Conference has a new early pace setter in the New England Revolution. They lead the way on 7 points, 1 ahead of second-placed NYCFC, while the New York Red Bulls are the biggest movers, climbing off the bottom to 7th.
At the foot of the West, Minnesota are the only team in MLS without a point on the board. In contrast, RSL boasts the league's only remaining 100% record. But it's Seattle sitting pretty at the top.
We leave you then with a selection of sumptuous strikes from the biggest winners in Week 3 of MLS.
Fabio off the hand. Clark, what a finish! An absolute scorcher. Over and in! shoots! Oh my goodness!
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.